In this session, we are going to be talking about how to calculate an ANOVA, or a one-way analysis of variance, using SPSS. So you'll notice that I've already opened the General Social Survey 2008 subset, which is available on OpenClass in, I believe, week 1 or week 2 of the modules. So once I'm here, I'm going to figure out which variables I'm going to use. I'm going to use pray as my grouping variable. You'll notice that if I click on here, I've got 5 categories: never, less than once a week, several times a week, and once a day. And I'm interested to see if education varies based on frequency of prayer. So my other variable is going to be education. So I'm going to go to Analyze, Compare Means, and I'm going to choose a one-way ANOVA, or again, analysis of variance. So I need to have 2 variables, my dependent and my factor. So my dependent is my dependent variable, or this is the variable that is numeric. And then my factor is my variable that has the categories. So I go ahead and put those variables in. That's all I need to do. I don't need to do anything else. And I click OK. And here is my one-way analysis of variance. And so you'll notice that you have the sum of squares, the between groups, and the within groups. You have your degrees of freedom over here, and then you have your mean squares, and then here is the F. This is the number that we're looking for. Now remember, if you were to calculate this by hand, you would take this F and you would compare it to a critical value on a table. Well, the computer has already done that for you, and so it's told you that this F of 4.430 is higher than the critical value at all levels of significance above 0.001. So this is significant at the 0.05 level. So similar to t-tests, we want this SIG, the sig, this number here, to be below 0.05. If this is below 0.05, then we know that this F value is higher than the critical value at 0.05. So that's how you would do an analysis of variance. Let's go ahead and do one more. So I'm going to go again to Analyze, Descriptive, Compare Means, One-Way ANOVA. Now this time, let's say that I'm interested in race. So I'm going to change that out, and I'm going to say we're going to look at race and differences in race. And we're going to look at how many children you have. So we're going to compare family size, basically, or how many children you have, with race to see if there are any differences by race. So I put those in and I click OK. And you'll notice here I have my sum of squares and I have my degrees of freedom. And then I have my F. And here my F is 1.817, and you'll see that my significance, my SIG, is 0.163. So this relationship is not statistically significant because this is not below 0.05. So any differences that we see between the groups is simply due to chance. There's as much variation within a group and within a racial category as there is between racial categories. So that's how you would calculate ANOVAs. Make sure to watch the other video on doing it by hand to see how to interpret and go through those full 5 steps of hypothesis testing.